What's good? What's good? What's good? Beautiful people. It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. It's a beautiful Monday. Have a few things I want to talk about today here on Industry Talk on the Primetime Network. Heads up, we're getting close to the 30th, August 30th. We'll be hosting our social media masterclass on the 30th, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. A special guest, my brother ECEO and the official Miss Jamaica. There's only one way that you can actually participate in that. The link is in the description. Hit the link, get registered. You still have time to participate and get registered and lock in with us. We'll be discussing for our first session YouTube. We're going to be talking about YouTube and how you grow your platform, how you go from zero to monetization, and growing your fan base, growing your subscriber base, setting up your e-commerce accounts through the network itself so that you can brand, market, promote, and sell your products, whatever they may be. Make sure you guys can pull this microphone a little closer. Make sure you guys can hear me. I don't want y'all to miss anything, Plus, it's 6 o'clock, so I'm having my snack. So don't mind me, having me a little snack while I'm talking with y'all. Yeah. Both my sons are gonna cuss me out because they don't like when I be smacking when I eat. But I don't give a damn. I'm at the age where I don't give a damn about what nobody say. Don't give two damns. But what that motherfucker sweet. Hold on a second. But it's going down. It's going down August 30th. I'm in Mississippi. That's one of them Smith County melons, boy. Y'all know about the deal. Oh shit, that motherfucker sweet. How's that? Social media masterclass. You're gonna learn how to do that on your videos, but I don't give a damn because I can't just sit here talking to y'all and look at these melons and not jump off anything. So ever so often you see me grab off in this plate, I'm about to grab me a piece of melon. August 30th is going down. Turn it down a little bit. And we're going to be talking to my brother ECEO and the official Miss Jamaica. And we're going to talk about YouTube. We're going to get into it on the YouTube side. So if you want to participate, you want to join me, what's going on, brother Terry Allred? What's good with you, bro? We're talking about the masterclass that we have coming up on YouTube and get folks really, really involved with taking advantage of these digital platforms and how to move what they call the quote unquote algorithm and having it move in your favor. So we will be getting into that August 30th. You still have time to register. So all you have to do is hit the link in my description on IG, on Facebook. I will put the post up once again so that you can actually hit the post on Facebook as well. TikTok, you name it. We're running across all platforms, YouTube as well. So make sure you jump into it and let's get active. Let's get real active. Let's have a good time with it. I came on here today to talk about my good friend, my brother, Keith Wallace. going to be brief, but I want to let you guys know about my brother Keith, what he's got going on with his career, the trajectory of where he's going, what he's doing, how active he is out there with his mind elevation movement, and how he's trying to, and not trying, and how he is taking what he's gone through in his past and turned it into something real positive. A lot of people don't know that Keith was he was falsely accused at the age of 14. And I'm not going to go through the whole litany of everything, but just to give you a little background, he was falsely accused at 14 of robbing an old white lady, the way he put it, you know, and she pointed him out. It just so happened it wasn't him, you know, but he ended up serving down in Florida in Dade County. They did him bad, they did him man dirty. He ended up serving 6 years on that robbery and battery on an elderly person, and got out 21 years old. And he was really a victim of circumstance because he didn't go to a juvenile correctional facility. They ended up sending him to the penitentiary. And as a result, you know, at a very young age, he experienced a lot of heinous shit taking place behind those walls. And he's taken the opportunity to sit down with me and talk about, you know, some of the things that he experienced, what it turned him into, what he had to become while he was in prison. And right behind that, when he got out, you know, he got a murder charge. He got a murder jacket put on his back. And he had to sit down a little bit for that, but he ended up beating that charge. So once we started to get into the story, because I've been blessed and been given the opportunity to sit down and video record hours of Keith and I having a very poignant conversation about his life and the things that he's gone through. We're now working on his book. We're coming into the final phases of the book, and I'm just expanding some of the chapters to go in depth with different situations and scenarios that really tell the story along his timeline of his life. And for me, even at my age, and I have a lot of my partners that have gone to prison because of circumstances that, you know, were beyond their control, and some that were just inflicted and were intentional. But at the same time, what's going on, Brother Malachi? True Media Podcast in the building. That's my brother. Coach Malachi is in the building down there in Tampa, Florida. I'm taking a real commercial break right now. If, in fact, you want to know about the hottest boxing podcast on the planet, I'm talking about in-depth interviews, real conversations. I'm with the top-ranked boxers on the scene today, from Bud Crawford, the Haneys, Errol Spence, Brown, Tim Brown, you name it, Tim Bradley, my apologies. The list goes on and on and on. Malachi has sat down and had him on, quote unquote, his sofa, and actually had interviews and talked with these guys, and brings you real in-depth situations and conversations. So make sure you go like, share, and subscribe. The True Media Podcast on YouTube, IG, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitch, you name it. Malachi is there. Back to the script, but that's my brother. That's truly my brother. I can actually say Malachi is one of those guys that is all about action. He's about action. If he say he gonna do it, he gonna do it. If he can't do it, he gonna tell you, nah, I ain't with that shit. That's what I love about Malachi. He's just a straight up brother, and he keeps it real. So make sure you go tap in with True Media Podcast and tell him Big G sent you. But back to Keith and having the opportunity to tell his story. I've got hours that I've been going through, and some things I had to curtail and really couldn't go in depth with it because some of the things are just things you want to put into a movie. Some of the things that he's gone through in his life, you want to put into a movie. You don't want to just put it into a book and leave it to the imagination. You want to put this shit in a movie. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he ran with the gang, but it was a very isolated clique. It was more so his brothers and his family, and they stood on real business, you know, as it was going through. And this isn't stuff that I'm just throwing out there. These are things that have been documented. This is public record. This is stuff that actually happened. And at the height of an era when, you know, drugs were real prevalent in the streets, police corruption was real prevalent down in Dade County, cocaine was real prevalent and heavy, heroin was real prevalent in those areas, and these guys were dominating their section out in the Brown sub. So you have to think about where he came from. But present day, talking with Keith, looking at Keith, having a conversation with Keith, you never know that that's what this young man is going through. That's what he's been through. That's what he's been exposed to. And I've been given the opportunity to tell that story. So I want you to sit back, buckle in, and when we drop this book, I won't hear no bullshit. I want everybody to go buy the book. I want everybody to sit there and tap in and be like, yeah, I want to read this story. Ebook, you name it, Kindle, whatever the case may be, we putting it across all platforms in terms of how you can get it. Hardback, softback, get the book, because it's going to be a wonderful opportunity. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to get and gain some true lessons about a young brother that went through some heinous shit, went through some major trials and tribulations in his life, and came through on the other side. And at this point, present day, is making efforts to right the ship, so to speak. And he's writing the ship through his words, through his pen, through his lyrics. And hands down, I don't see anybody that can really match him lyrically in terms of his conversation and his storytelling. Because the one thing about the things that he talks about, and he's a real spiritual individual at this point, you can hear that it's real testimony. It's not some fabricated nonsense or some made up innuendo or hyperbole. No, this is Keith's life. And sitting down talking with him, there was some high points, a lot of high points, you know, jovial, laughing conversations, you know what I'm saying, about you know, when he was in school and he couldn't go to school looking raggedy, but he didn't have no money. His family had no money to sit there and buy the nice gear and the Jordans and the Tommy Hilfiger and all of that. So he was robbing his neighbors, you know what I'm saying? He's stealing off the clotheslines and make sure that he had the right drip to go to school, so they wouldn't sit there and bag on him at school. There's some high points and some real major low points, knowing that his mother was strung out on crack, for a time, addicted to crack. The boyfriend in the household was abusing the mom, and how do you deal with that, seeing as a young man growing up, an individual, really beating the hell out of your mother. See, you got to soak that in for a minute. A young kid watching this happen and can't do anything about it because they're so young. They want to, but at that age, what can you do? So you learn to suppress the trauma. You learn to live with what you see and keep your mouth shut. But there again, like I said, there were some highs, some lows, and it got really emotional on both sides, because I could feel everything that Keith was talking about. So I just wanted to get on here today and talk to you guys about my brother Keith Wallace. Make sure you tap in with Keith at Keith Wallace 305 on IG. On Facebook is Keith Wallace. And hell, you can just Google him and pull up the artist known as Keith Wallace and start listening to his music, start listening to his message, and get a real in-depth story, a true storyline about who this Keith Wallace fella is. All right. Also, I just want to remind you, August 30th, if you are interested in our social media masterclass, session 1, we're going to be talking about YouTube and how you take your YouTube page from zero to monetization and expansion. How you grow your subs and how you sit there and promote and push and brand your content across the platform. And of course, we'll be doing some other sessions on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, you name it. If there's a platform out there where you can actually utilize their space and their service for free to promote what you have going on, then we're going to sit there and engage in it and help you position yourself with a sound digital footprint and turn those likes and shares into a conversion so that you can see an ROI, a return on your investment. Because sometimes it might not be a monetary investment, but the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into equipment, writing out your dialogue, the research, because that's one thing about what we're trying to present. We want sound journalists with integrity speaking across these platforms, not just an individual coming on here and just speaking gibberish. That's one thing that, I don't do across my platform. I don't just get on here and just ramble on about some nonsense. It's really about educating the masses and putting it in your face to where it can assist you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And to tell you the truth, I was inspired to actually jump into the podcast space or the content creation space by a couple of individuals. My brother, Coach Malachi with True Media was one of them. CEO with Boss Talk Podcast 101 was another. my man Ja Blaze with the Cloud Chronicles, who is also the official podcast affiliate for Freer Records. Another individual that I looked at and admired and said, hey, you know what? Let me get myself in a position to whereas I can really show face and be a part of this podcast space and be a positive voice, be a positive outlet. So we do interviews. We do in-depth interviews with individuals, sometimes in studio, sometimes just over the online vehicle. But it's really about what I'm trying to push out to the public. That's all that it is, because a lot of people have a lot of suggestions about how you need to do something, and they're not even doing it themselves. So until you get on the bike, start riding, and fall off a couple of times, and you figure out how to do it and do it right and do it at a high level, it's not much that you can say to someone that's in the game and really pushing their content day for day. So that's really it for today. Give you a heads up. Here's another great opportunity for individuals that are in the industry, in the music industry. I'm doing music reviews. The when, the where, the how. Man, I pop up on this thing whenever I want to. That's the beauty about your own broadcast network. They say, have a system, have people lock into what time you're doing X, Y, Z. And that's true. You have a specific time where you're doing stuff, people get used to it. They know they can come on and they can see it. But the beautiful thing about it with me and my situation, once I record it, it's out there. I save it, archive it, and I push it. So if I'm going to do music reviews, I might feel something and want to sit there and come with a playlist and drop that thing on you right then and there. Because I don't have time to sit there and think about, oh man, let me coordinate this, let me write out this agenda and have no, because I'm not in this to make money off of social media. It ain't paying me like that. I don't see it like that. Others might see it like that, but I got a whole lot more better things to do with my time. And I'd much rather get on here and give you some sound advice, some educated advice in terms of how to do, what to do, and give it a shot. You got to try it. You got to work it. You got to get up in there and get your feet dirty, get your hands dirty. Because if you don't, it ain't never gonna go. And if you're not going to push yourself to do, if you're not going to be a self-motivated entity to get your ass up and do some stuff for yourself, man, ain't nobody ever going to just hand you nothing. They ain't ever going to hand you nothing. I deal with that with artists from time to time, new artists, not artists that I've built relationships with, because sometimes people don't know what you do and what you're capable of until it's too late. But I deal with artists that want to become members of the label, want to get down with Freer Records, and they come in with the handout. So motherfucker, I ain't got the goddamn thing for you. If you're not gonna sit there and put in the work, if you're not gonna sit there and grind, if you're not gonna sit there and bring something to the table outside of your ass, shit, nah, you're at the wrong table. Because I've worked too hard to have some semblance of peace in my life to let someone or anyone come into it and distract me from the line that I'm on. So if you can't hold the line in terms of what we're doing over here, well, stay where the fuck you at. That's the best thing for you. That's the best thing for you. Shay Waller, what it do, sister? What it do? Alabama, born and bred. That's what it is. So listen, before I get off this thing, because I was talking about my brother Keith Wallace, I'll make sure you go follow Keith Wallace 305 on Instagram. Keith Wallace on Facebook, making some major moves out there. It's not about just liking, sharing, and commenting. That's free. But I have a brother out here, actually, all of the talent that I work with. We have merchandise. We have t-shirts, hoodies. We have products that we sell and push on behalf of our artists, which in turns gets them a paycheck. You see what I mean? So if you can go buy a polo or a Tommy Hilfiger, a Pele Pele, or Lecoq Sportif, or some Jabos. I might be telling my age a little bit. I don't even think they make Jabos no more. Anyway, if you can do all of that, then you could go get you a Jarrell Braswell Jumpman shirt, a Jarrell Braswell Stanky Skin comedy special tee, a Keith Wallace Mind Elevation t-shirt, because that's what moves the needle for these guys. Jarrell Braswell, my brother comedian Jarrell Braswell, has been on tour, the I Got Motion tour, with his good friend Bubba Dub for the last few months, and they grinding their ass off. When I say they grinding, these boys out here, they done about 14, 15 different cities, and they putting it down, selling out the Improv, selling out Zanies, selling out the comedy clubs wherever they touch down at. They just left Pittsburgh at the Improv in Pittsburgh. They'll be down in, I want to say, Raleigh, North Carolina here pretty soon. I think next weekend. We got to get with Jarrell on that, but these guys stay on the road, and whether you believe it or not, it's not a whole lot of money that's made at these comedy venues. They might pack the house out, but it's not like the turnover is such to where it's, oh man, he's just making all kind of money. No, you making what you need to get to the next city. And it's a build up, it's a promotion so that one day, hey, your name is called and you the headliner. Now you sitting there sacking the big dough. Now you can sit there and write your ticket in terms of what you want to come out. And if you want to book Jarrell, hit me up. Hit me on the DM, give me a call, send me an email, hell, send a carrier pigeon. I don't give a good goddamn how you do it, but let me know that you want to get Jarrell Braswell in your city to come give you some of that funny. And that's how it works. Jarrell's been consistently pushing out this content, pushing out this promotion, and he's doing a phenomenal job to express who he is, giving you his life. And that's another individual that has a phenomenal story, has a great story coming out of Alabama. And he's putting it on full display for everybody to see. So there again, I have a lot of artists that I work with that are really true to my heart in terms of what they're trying to get accomplished in their own space as talented individuals. So I'm gonna give you that list. I'm gonna give you that rundown, and I want you to go check these guys out. Look them up because I'm trying to get back to my watermelon. While I'm sitting there talking to y'all, my watermelon getting goddamn hot. But we got Keith Wallace, Keith Wallace 305, Jarrell Braswell, the real Jay Braswell on IG, Getty Blue, that's GHETTY_BLUUXO Music, Terry motherfucking Cherry, Regine Gagne, Azo Capone, Passport School. I don't want to miss anybody, man, because I be missing people. And they call me back, cussing me out. And then look, I don't have nothing in front of me. I ain't got no notes. I'm just be going off the cuff because things be coming to my brain. I have one little snippet that I want to talk about, and then, But these are some of the guys that I've been working with, man, and some of the most talented individuals you ever want to come across. You know, I've been blessed to meet these people, and they've brought me into their circles and they brought me into their lives to assist them with what they're trying to get accomplished. Um, and also, if you get an opportunity, don't forget to go subscribe. Make sure you go subscribe to Primetime on YouTube. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Also subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 and download our app. Make sure you download our app. We have an app out, Boss Talk Podcast. I'm sorry, Boss Talk 101.app. Boss Talk 101.app. You can get it on the Play Store. You can get it on the Google Store as well. Man, download us. You know, if you can download Instagram, if you can download Facebook, if you can download LinkedIn and all these other platforms that have been created by individuals of a different hue, other than the one that you're seeing in front of you, hey, because I don't make no amends about it. I don't mince my words when I say it. You know, it is what it is. Because you quick to sit there and say, hey man, we don't have anything, but when it comes to supporting what we do have, you don't support it. But I don't beg for support. You know, I sit there and box this content up and I push it out there. You can like it or not, and shit, if you fuck with it, rock with it, cool. If not, man, shit, get the fuck on. And soon enough, some of the friends that I have that are not active on my social media pages, shit, if you see yourself one day unfollowed, it's because you are not assisting in the growth and success of my channel. It's just that simple. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. That's the beauty about the social media. And, you know, people are always going, oh man, you can't turn people off like that, man. Man, look, I'm too old. I done told you. I'm too old for bullshit. I'm too old for people to be up under me, goddamn, trying to play with me. This is real business. This is serious business. And if you want to see growth economically within our communities, then we have to support one another in such a way that it's not just a like and a share. It's not just a like, a share, and a comment. You have to really pay to play in order for individuals to stay consistent in this game. That's the only way that it works. That's the only way that it's going to work. And that's the only way that you can really assist someone that's making a move out there in the world and really chopping after it. And really chopping after it day for day. We got some of the greatest talent coming out of the South. And nobody wants to speak on it. Well, I speak on it because I live in Mississippi and I always big up Mississippi. I rep Mississippi to the fullest. I rep all of my southern region states to the fullest because we get a bad shake. And Mississippi always got the worst end of the stick. But for some odd reason, Mississippi is on the rise because we have so much in terms of catching up with the rest of the world. And now we've been given that opportunity through different channels and people realizing that, hey, man, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. So I'm gonna get off this thing because it's 6:14 where I am. It's 6:14 where I am. And I've got some things that I need to go take care of. My wife will be home here pretty soon. She's out and about, and we'll probably go grab us some dinner here in a little bit. But keep that in mind, man. And I'll be here on a regular and consistent basis now with industry talk, talking to you. If in fact you want to sit and get on this live with me or do an interview through Primetime, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Let's jump off into it. Let's jump off into it. And as always, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, and wellness. Stay dangerous.